Welcome to the World News. I'm Randolf Jamias on Myanmar International. The search in Antarctica for a plane which has gone missing is 3 Canadians on board is being hampered by bad weather. New Zealand rescue authorities said on Friday, even though the crew of the missing plane were carrying survival equipment and were well trained for the harsh environment, he expressed his concerns for their safety. A joint New Zealand-United States field rescue team was assembled and 2 helicopters were due to drop them into the area when condition improved.
It is a very remote and inhospitable part of the Earth's surface. We're very concerned about the safety of the gentlemen involved, and the earliest opportunity we can get in, we will. The beacon position will give us a good start point for the search. The amount of snow and the wind-driven snow which has occurred over the last 24 hours could hamper the rescue, but we're very hopeful that the team can get in and hopefully find some survivors.
Meanwhile, it's an ongoing battle between fire and ice at the Chicago warehouse. The fire that started last Tuesday continued to blaze inside the building. Here's more.
A Chicago warehouse fire that started Tuesday night burns again. Firefighters returned to the scene after the fire rekindled. About 170 firefighters battle the blaze in freezing temperatures. Water from fire hoses turns the warehouse into an ice castle. Now the weight of that ice threatens the building, which could collapse, and there's still no word on what caused the fire.
And moving on, Arctic air sweeping through Canada and parts of the United States sent temperatures plunging to record lows on Wednesday with a wind chill of -40 degrees. Canada was the coldest nation of the world at the start of the year with temperatures as low as -43.1 degrees Celsius in the Northwest Territories. No significant damage was reported and only 1 death has been linked to the cold. The cold snap was being felt as far south as the U.S. states of Virginia and Ohio, where severe cold warnings pointed to risk of hypothermia and frostbite, as well as carbon monoxide poisoning from poor ventilated heating sources. The cold air is expected to linger until at least the end of the week, weather forecasters said. Now in China, 2 months ago, a film called 1942 hit the screens in the country based on real events and stories that tell the tales of starvation and China torn by war and natural disasters. 70 years later, China is struggling again with issues of food, but only this time it is about food waste. This report tells us why.
What came out of this business dinner? A partnership agreement? A contract? In this restaurant in Beijing's central business district, a dish worth almost 700 yuan is left practically untouched after a business dinner. But though still warm, the dish is now kitchen waste. The chef laments seeing so much food go to waste every day.
In our restaurant, each customer consumes about 2 kilograms of vegetables, half a kilogram of meat, and half a kilogram of staple foods.
On average, half is eaten, the other half ends as kitchen waste. The restaurant welcomes about 1,000 customers a day, which means the daily amount of kitchen waste in this restaurant alone amounts to about 1,500 kilograms worth of food. Massive food waste drives the need for kitchen waste recycling businesses. In the city of Lanzhou in northwest China, recycling worker Sun Weihan drives the truck capable of carrying 5 tons of kitchen waste. He makes 2 journeys a day, but he says it's not enough to collect all the kitchen waste from restaurants located on his assigned route. His manager says there are 45 such trucks in his company covering more than 2,600 restaurants in the city. Every day, the company collects 160 tons of kitchen waste.
People's lifestyles have changed. We thought family dinners during festivals would lead to more waste, but last year's data shows we were wrong. Little is waste during family dinners. Food waste happens most often during wedding and business dinners.
The father of hybrid rice in China, Yuan Longping, condemns food waste and suggests taking measures to fight it.
Our country has a large population and relatively little arable land. We made great efforts to enhance rice output,
but not for it to go to waste. The government should take measures to punish food waste. Waste is shameful and should even be seen as a crime. I've seen a lot of waste during banquets. It has to stop.
While many in China leave dishes practically untouched, a large number of people are still suffering from undernutrition. How to curb waste and balance food allocation remains a thorny issue. CCTV.
Let's head to the UK. British engineers have found that simple ways to reduce deadly impact of bomb attacks on trains, which could prevent a repeat of the heavy tolls left by the Madrid train attacks in 2004 and the London Underground bombings in 2005. The designs by Newcastle University researchers include plastic-coated windows, energy-absorbing materials, and wires tethering down ceiling panels, all with the aim of reducing the amount of flying debris in the carriage. High-speed cameras filmed the blast, and researchers played the explosion back in slow motion to analyze in detail the impact of the shock wave on the vehicle's structure and interior.
We use a tethering technique which uses a thin metal wire which will connect the heavy object to the structure of the vehicle itself. So even if it does become detached from its mounting, it will just fall and wave in the air rather than travelling the entire length of the vehicle. If a terrorist manages to bypass all the other systems, the information, the CCTV, the security guards, even just passenger vigilance, if that terrorist manages to get an explosive device onto a train, the passengers at least have that vehicle there helping to protect them. It's their last line of defense.
And finally, the festive New Year is being felt beyond China's border. We now go to Tehran, capital city of Iran, to see how locals there join in the celebrations of the coming Chinese New Year.
A lively performance of lion dance kicks off the Happy Chinese New Year in Iran. Take a close look and you find that the performers were not Chinese. In fact, Iranian performers were from a local martial arts class. The event was organized by the Chinese embassy in Iran and invited some 1,500 local residents to take part in. Most were encouraged to come with their families, as the core of the Chinese New Year is family reunion. A treat of traditional Chinese snacks has no problem attracting a long queue. The Mohseni couple said they just couldn't have enough of Chinese delicacies.
I prefer Chinese food. I love Chinese. It's very different kinds of taste, and I like it.
Yu Hongyang, Chinese ambassador to Iran, said that the activity aims at showcasing Chinese festival traditions and customs.
The purpose of Happy Chinese New Year in Iran is to show the local people how the Chinese celebrate their most important festival. We want participants to enjoy the festival as much as we do. It is also a good opportunity for Iranians to gain more knowledge about Chinese culture.
At the end of the day, artists from northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region wowed the crowd with ethnic dances. Return CCTV.
We'll be back for more. Please stay with us.